Hi BCTF members. This presentation is to help you get familiar with the bargaining process. Many members across the province haven't been involved in teacher bargaining before, and we want to make sure you know how it works. You have a collective agreement, or CA, which is a legally binding contract that your union negotiates with your employer. The collective agreement sets out your rights at work, including salary, rules about post and fill, leaves, prep time, class size, and much more. Bargaining is the process of negotiated changes to this collective agreement, and it is governed by the Labour Relations Code. There are two types of bargaining that happen for public school teachers in BC: local bargaining and provincial bargaining. This presentation covers information about provincial bargaining only. Your local union will keep you informed about the local bargaining process. You are represented by the BCTF at the provincial bargaining table. We call the group that negotiates on members' behalf the bargaining team. During bargaining, the bargaining team is in regular contact with the BCTF Executive Committee, who give their feedback and guidance on the process. The bargaining team gets their initial direction from members, who bring issues forward to their locals. Locals then pitch those issues at the BCTF Bargaining Conference, where they are debated and voted on by representatives from across the province. The objectives that the bargaining conference agrees on are then turned into a package of proposals by the bargaining team. The executive committee approves those proposals before they are taken to the negotiating table by the bargaining team. In this way, there are lots of checks and balances that ensure BCTF members are well represented at the table. Across the bargaining table from the BCTF bargaining team is our employer. There is a co-governance model for education in BC, with the provincial government and the BC School Trustees Association both having roles as the employer. They are represented at the table by the BC Public School Employers Association, or BCPC. Each team, both BCTF and the employer, bring proposals forward to try to find a shared understanding and agreement. There is a back and forth between the parties on individual proposals, and the overall package of agreed-to language is called the tentative agreement or agreement in committee. Often, one or both parties will have to move a fair distance from their original proposals. All proposals from both sides are available for members to view on the BCTF website, and none of them are made real or legal until the membership votes on the tentative agreement. When a tentative agreement has been reached at the bargaining table, each team takes it back through their own structures. For the BCTF, this means it will go to all BCTF members for approval. This process is called ratification. The bargaining team will make a recommendation to the executive committee to recommend the agreement to members, but members are free to vote as they wish on whether the deal meets their needs or whether it's unsatisfactory. If the BCTF membership votes to approve or ratify the agreement, there's a new CA. The work then turns to implementing the new agreement and the changes that have been agreed to. The new collective agreement is then the document that sets out the rights in the workplace. The collective agreement contains processes called the grievance and arbitration process for the union and the employer to use to resolve issues that come up in the workplace, including if there are violations of the collective agreement language. But both the employer and the BCTF have the right to say no. If the agreement is not ratified, both sides can agree to get back to the table and try again. The union can decide to take job action, which is the withdrawal of services used as leverage to get a better deal, or the employer can decide to lock out employees to put pressure on the union. It is often the case that the new collective agreement is not yet signed when the old one expires. If this is the case, the previous CA remains in effect until the new one is agreed to. Being a member of the union is important because we are always stronger together. This is especially true during bargaining, when big decisions get made about our work. It's important that we keep information about bargaining confidential to only BCTF members so that we can make informed decisions without undue influence from the media or pressure from our employer. Logging into the BCTF website will give you the most current updates about the state of bargaining. Please take time to attend meetings, learn about the bargaining process, and how you can be involved. The more you know about a new potential contract, the more of an informed decision you'll make when it comes time to vote. Remember, too, that all kinds of workers in your community are going through their own bargaining process right now. Ask them about how it's going. Learn how to support them as well, so we can all support one another during what can often be a stressful time. When workers are connected to each other, when we stand alongside one another and insist that we deserve meaningful improvements in our collective agreements, we have a lot of power. The new collective agreement will impact your working life, and we want you to be involved. You are all part of the BCTF, so please join us in this important work. Our kids and their teachers, worth investing in.